Welcome to the Spiritual Pursuit podcast with Rachel Grace. We are here to journey hand in hand as we embark on the spiritual path together. For season 3, you are going to be listening to the radio show, The Graveyard Shift. I hope that you enjoy it.
I would like to pay my respect and acknowledge the traditional custodians of Dharawal country, the land on which we meet. I would also like to pay my respect to the elders past, present, and those emerging. I would also like to extend my respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people present here today.
Welcome to the Graveyard Shift with Rachel Grace and Steph.
Join us as we take you through the historical sites of Macarthur and beyond.
Right here at Sounds of Macarthur.
This is the Graveyard.
Good evening, Macarthur, and welcome to your weekly dose of the Graveyard Shift.
Woo!
Woo! I'm a bit excited. Are you?
I am so excited, Rach.
Oh my God!
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, like we've
been a bit of a week, hasn't it?
It's been a couple of weeks for me. Secretly,
they don't know, Rach.
They don't know.
They don't know.
No, they don't.
You can let the cat out of the bag, babes.
I'm just going to say, Bulla babes.
Bulla!
Bulla! So we pre-recorded
the
past 2 shows.
We did.
But we're here live now at the Campbelltown RSL, Sounds of Macarthur 100.3. And, we're in for a night tonight, let me tell you.
Exciting.
So good.
So everyone, you're in for another amazing night with us both. I hope that you're as excited as we are. Last week, we took you to Belgenny Farm. And this week, we are heading to, ready for it?
Menangle House. So exciting, Steph. That's right. We are going to Menangle. And you know what? A lot of people know who are in the Grace Crystals and Academy Community Facebook group and our Instagram, but other listeners might not know this, but we actually took a bit of a visit there last night, didn't we?
We did. We had a field trip, babes.
We did an excursion.
We did. We did some investigating.
We did.
Yeah.
So let's chat a bit about that. How that kind of went down, because it wasn't supposed to happen. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Well,
it does that. Spirit does that for us.
It does. Well, you know what? Like, I flew in on a Thursday.
Yeah.
And basically was at work on the Friday, and then when I was at work on the Friday, do you know what happened?
Tell me.
I had a girl come in, a woman come in to the shop, to Grace Crystals and Academy, and she was basically wanting to, connect a little bit further with the spirit at a place that she was working, and she happened to work at Menangle House.
Stop it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Right, this is how it works.
So then
babes. I get on the phone with you and I tell you.
And I was just like, shut the front door.
I know, right? Then, you decided to go on a little bit of an adventure like you do. You love your adventures, don't you, Steph?
I do love my adventures. I do like my recon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got to do it. But it's funny because, like, I went there and as I'm pulling up, who messages me? You message me.
Of course.
And you're like, about the program. And I'm like, guess where I am? And you're like, yeah, I knew something was going on. My spider senses were tingling. So I had the kids with me. So we went in and we had a little bit of a walk around. And, as I'm signing in, he's like, oh, you're actually in area. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, you have to be a member. Do you want to join up? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll join up. And then as we're doing the membership, he's like, so what's your occupation? I'm like, well, that's kind of actually why I'm here. And it started the conversation, and they were just so lovely to, introduce themselves to me. We had a whole conversation about it. The beautiful gentleman at the door, Alistair, and then the general manager, Dave, and they offered to take me through.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, stop it. I get straight through the front door and I look up, and on the left-hand side is the Pegasus room, and I like a special place in my heart for like horses and unicorns and all sort of mystical creatures, but the Pegasus is like, and what am I wearing? My Pegasus Zooms. I'm like, Tabitha, oh my goodness. So anyway, they offered to take us.
Like that,
it does. They offered to take us through, and I'm like, I rang you from the toilets. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, secretly, I've got to call Rachie.
I know, because like, how many times a day do we talk?
I know, and I was like, Rachie, can you get down here right now? You're not going to believe what they have offered.
Let's just have a break for a second. Wait. You're calling me Rachie again,
I did.
right? What are you doing that for?
Sorry. Not sorry.
Okay, continue. Go.
Okay, yeah. So, and then you're like, stop it. I'm like, yeah, that's right. It's going down.
I
So,
know. And I was just, and you're like, get here now. And I said, I can't get here. And
So we
because
FaceTimed?
So we FaceTimed me, and wow, we've got so much to talk about, so much to unpack with this that we will get
it's
to.
going to be a massive episode, guys. I hope that you're ready. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So basically, I think we should get into it, shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
What do you think? We should get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can head into our weekly recap like we always do.
We'll shift it through a bit, but let's play some music, babe. That's what we're here with. Let's pump it up a little bit. Let's get the juices flowing.
You're listening to the sounds of Macarthur.
And this is the Graveyard Shift.
You're listening to
The Graveyard Shift.
with Rachel, Grace and Steph.
Welcome back. This is the Graveyard Shifts at the graveyard.
We're shifting it
We're
through already,
shifting it through.
baby.
The Graveyard
Shift.
The sounds of Macarthur 100.3. And remember, during the show, you can call us on 46252768. You can connect with us through our Facebook group, which is the Sounds of Macarthur, where we have actually placed in there Menangle House already. So you can get in there and start commenting right away. So, but you know what? Welcome back, shifters.
Yes, welcome back. And if you don't want to be live with us on air, you don't have to, just to know that you can remain anonymous,
Yeah,
and we
that's
can
right.
change your name. You can also send us a private DM if you don't want to post live on the page as well. You can slide into our DMs at Rachel Grace Official or Steph Psychic Medium.
You can slide into Steph's DM.
Oh, babes, she had to go there. She had
I
to
go
go
there every week.
She does. And the look in her eyes when
I
she
do.
says it to me,
I do,
babes,
right,
we
yeah.
just go there, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, so
Well,
let's shift it through.
It is time to
Shift it.
Shift it. It's our weekly recap before we get to Menangle House. So, Steph, tell me all about your week.
Babes, I was missing you terribly, I have to say.
Oh, you were missing me.
I
You were
was
sending me.
I was having bad FOMO.
Were you?
I was.
Oh, I know, because
I
we went to
nearly-
Fiji together
Yeah, we did.
a couple of years back, didn't we, before pre-COVID?
Pre-COVID. And I don't know if you noticed, because you might have been on the boat transferring, but we got here the very first week because I've been here with Tim the last few weeks. Shout out to Timmy. Thank you for all your help. I really appreciate it.
We love Timmy J.
I do.
Love Timmy J.
He's not even
ignoring us.
listening. He's
Timmy.
ignoring us.
He's
Hello.
listening. He's always listening. He's always listening.
So yeah, the first week I was just like, Tim, we have to play this song. And he's like, what? I said, seriously, this is my shout out to Rach and Chels, because like last time we were in Fiji, we had the best time on the mini putt-putt course to this song. Remember?
Oh, the Daft Punk.
Yes.
That's why you played
That's
it.
why I played it. I'm like, she's going to hear this song and she's going to laugh. Like,
Yeah.
totally vibes, babe. Totally vibes.
Yeah, we had a good time.
We
So
had the best time,
we
didn't we?
We stayed at Tokariki Island
Oh.
last time we all went together. We did shots while
we-
playing mini golf.
we had the best time.
I mean, that's the only way you can play mini golf,
That's
right?
the only way you can play mini golf. Then we made our own little clip to it, didn't we?
We sure did.
We did. Anyway, so moving on to shifting it this week, I missed you terribly. I was having bad FOMO.
Aw, Steph.
I did, but
Aw. Where's the tissues? Hold on.
Oh, just cry me a river. No, well, actually, literally, the heavens opened up. I have to say, for all those people for the last couple of years when we're in droughts doing rain dances, it's enough. It's enough already.
Enough of the rain dance. I
Right?
know.
Because it literally cried us a river here locally. Like, it's just been massive.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed the last weekend of the school holidays with the kids.
Yeah, and if you've been affected by the floods, our hearts go out to you, seriously.
We do.
Like,
Because it's like one after the other, after the other, after the other. And
has
people,
been.
like even someone that came through today hasn't even finished cleaning up to the last one. And it's just all
Yeah,
been
it's just
hit
been
all
dreadful.
over again. So, yeah.
we need to put a dry dance on.
We do.
Do a dry dance.
We
No more rain dances.
No more rain dances.
Sun dance, like in
Sundance.
Fiji.
Oh,
they
right.
do sun dances. They
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
So
hit me with
take
your week.
one.
Come on.
So we're just enjoying the last week of the school holidays with the kids, really vibing that. We had our little adventures up and down the coast, and then we went on local adventures.
Yeah.
And we didn't let the weather really affect us too much. We just embraced what we could and just got out to a lot of local places, and that's how we sort of stumbled across this little adventure with how we ended up at Menangle House.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been wonderful.
Yeah, and the kids enjoyed the school holidays?
Oh, the best time. They've been missing each other. It was their first transition where they're not together. She started primary school this year. So them getting to spend school holidays together, it's it's the best.
Yeah. No, I've been seeing you post your photos on Instagram and things like that as well of different places that you've actually been to, which is like really lovely.
And they love it. They love exploring as well.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, what's the song for you? Because I think we're going to play it.
We're going to start a new tradition. So after we got back,
because you came on holidays with me.
Secretly, I did, babe. Secretly, I did. After Rachie got back, and we had a bit of a debrief.
Go again.
She's just like, we have to change some stuff. I'm like, I'm vibing you. So we've decided that now we're going to have a bit of a, not only the song of the week, but we're going to have a shifted song each for us.
Yeah.
Each week.
So what's your shifted song?
Oh, babes.
Should we just surprise them?
Yeah, see if they can guess.
All right, let's hit it.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Sounds of Macarthur. You're here on the Graveyard Shift with Rachel Grace and Steph.
You're so funny. You crack me up. You should have seen her while the songs were
I've still got hair in my mouth.
Suck My Kiss, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Does it get any better than that?
Yes.
Was that
It was a vibing you and me.
Oh, really?
With the soft top off.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not sucking my kiss.
Well, okay. We did go there. We went there. She said it. The Gemini said it.
the Leo's.
Take a breath. Bring it in.
Take a breath.
Bring it in.
Back to it.
Okay.
So it's my time.
It's your time to shift it through, babes. Grab that stick and shift it into gear.
Take a nice deep breath in and release.
Cleansing breath.
Cleansing breath. My week. My 2 weeks. Because I haven't been here, Steph.
I know.
I haven't been here. Yeah, I needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
You did.
I've been non-stop go since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
I truly have. Like, people during COVID, they were working from home and it was frantic and things like that. But I haven't stopped, like, with the business and things like that. I was to be honest with you and to be honest with everybody else, my mental health was struggling, suffering a little bit. And it was a time for me where I just needed to leave the country.
I'm going on a hiatus.
Yes, I'm going on a sabbatical. I'm closed for spiritual maintenance. But yeah, I did need to have that break and that reset as well. So, if you are out there and if you are struggling like I had been, please just breathe and, take a breath, reach out to people as well that are around you. I remember I reached out to you and I was just like, I'm at my wit's end. I need to go, I need to just stop as well. And if you can get away anywhere, whether it's just a weekend or drive to the beach or to your special place, please do it. And please reach out, to anyone as well, any community that you're around. I think that's really important, especially with everything that's going on at the moment. Our world has been very, very tough, and for me, it just got a little bit too much. So going to Fiji was a much needed break, and me, what was really interesting, Steph? Me and my family, we all got a 24-hour bug. So it wasn't the barley belly, it was the bulla belly. The bulla belly that we got. And we were actually vomiting and for 24 hours. But you know what? I actually have to say I was thankful for that.
It's a forced rest.
It was a forced rest. It was. I can't remember the last time I actually spent 24 hours in bed.
Yeah.
And if I didn't get sick, I don't think I would have done that.
Yeah.
Either. So although we were fighting over the one toilet in the hotel room, let me tell you,
I didn't need that mental picture.
Well,
can we please go back to the convertible?
Hey, if you're sharing everything, I'm sharing everything. Truly.
No stone left unturned here. No secrets.
But I really enjoyed that rest time.
I
felt like it was a release and I felt like it was a big reset. But let me tell you the best part about the holiday.
Here comes the sun.
28 degrees.
Oh, balmy
30
weather.
degrees.
I was loving it up, babes. When you were snapping me, I'm like, I'm feeling it, sister. Burn it, burn it.
Seriously. I got my tan on.
Yes.
I burnt through all that energy.
Oh, yes.
I drank cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing. And, so I really, really
The
needed
sand and listening to the waves lapping behind
and you know what I'm
you.
like with flying as well. I don't like flying. I need to dose up on Travel Calm to fly. Travel Calm and a bit of a Sauvignon Blanc to fly. But I was just like, get this plane up in the air. Like,
So don't even look at me. You know what's going through my mind.
I don't know. Steph, focus on the radio show.
I'm really trying. I'm trying.
Yeah.
We're lifting off.
I know. Take off, right? Take off.
So you shifted it through, babes.
I
and
did.
Then you came home.
I did shift it and came home and was freezing my butt off when I got home.
Yeah.
I was like, I got up the next morning and I was just like putting my jeans on, putting my thongs on, putting a T-shirt on, half tucking it, walked out and went, oh my God.
Yeah,
oh my God.
This is what Steph's been talking about. Like we're boycotting this. We're not doing it.
Yeah, well,
we're not doing it.
No. I reckon, you know what, girls? Let's bring on Hot Girl Summer.
Yeah,
right now. Everyone
already, mate.
Everyone get their fake tans on.
Hitting up the UV bars.
Yeah, whenever you go out to the clubs or whatever, get yourself a cocktail, get them to put an umbrella in it. Right? Do the thing.
Wear a skirt.
Just wear a skirt.
Wear a skirt.
Just do your thing. Yeah, absolutely. Rip all your jeans.
That's right.
Rip your jeans. But I needed that, and it was just it was interesting to me that when I got back, even though you have a break and everything, my spirituality when I was over there, my connection when I was over there, because I rested and my mind wasn't going as much, I was able to connect a little bit better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm connected anyway, but it was just like it was heightened again. It's heightened again. And when I got back here and then we went on our little excursion last night, it was just amazing.
Like all fires, all things are thrust in. No, that's not the way it came out.
No, it's not the way it came out.
No, dear, oh dear, oh dear. All systems go is what I was trying to say. All fires. Anyway, the engine's not. Yes.
Yeah, but spirit signs have been there, and even when we went on excursion last night, and then we walked back in after visiting the house.
Yeah,
my Shifted song came on.
I know, and I stopped. We looked at each other, and we're just like, "Oh my God, another sign!"
Yeah,
so they do. They send you signs.
They do send you signs. So I'm going to play you guys a song that I play before I open up to spirit and start connecting in. So, it's going to be interesting what happens. It's going to be interesting what happens after we play this song, because I'm going to be connected for the rest of the night, probably. So here you go. Here's a bit of Miley Cyrus for you.
This is the graveyard.
And we're back. Welcome back, listeners, shifters, to the Sounds of Macarthur. You're here with us on the Graveyard Shift, Rachel, Grace and Steph at 100.3 FM. So we just want to remind you that you can comment and interact with us on the Facebook page. We would really love to hear your experiences if you've had any from Menangle Park House. You can also call us here at the station on 46252-768. Slide into our DMs at Rachel Grace Official or Steph Psychic Medium. You can also email us at hello@gracecrystals.com if you'd like to.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
You can do that.
So and before we get into it,
I mean, people, might not know Menangle House. They might think of Menangle Country Club.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Menangle Country Club. It's that little old...
think of the horse racing.
The horse racing, right? Menangle Parkway.
And the Menangle markets.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was my knowledge of it.
Yeah. I know before I went there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this week, we had a full moon, babe.
We did.
Yeah, we got full moon in Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing around this week, and I have to say this because I've noticed it a lot from people, in conversations that have been happening.
Yeah.
A lot of things coming around relationships at the moment. Have you noticed it too?
Yeah. It's been big.
Yeah, it has been big.
Yeah, and not just relationships. It's been personal relationships with co-workers, but family, romantic relationships, but also the relationship that you have with yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Has been a big one.
Yeah. You know what I heard just recently as well? What? You don't know this. I'm like surprising you, Steph.
I know, I love it.
With a bit of fun facts.
I love it when she does this.
Rachel Grace's fun facts for today. My weekly guidance. So there is apparently research being done at the moment where there is so many people that are wanting to quit their jobs.
Yes, I did hear of this.
Did you hear about this?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're actually doing statistics thinking that there may be 2 million people wanting to quit their jobs, that they're not happy, that they're in a workplace where, you know, their soul isn't being aligned to what they do and what the values of the company are and things like that. Have you heard about that?
I have, and I thought it was really interesting. I thought like COVID and the way that work-life balance shifted
that's
with
right.
COVID, and the way that we're having more of a hands-on experience with our families has then brought those values back to the surface, and people don't really want to let that go. But then also there's also this shift of, you know, I really need to be doing what my soul wants to do.
And you know what's interesting? It's in preparation for next year.
Right.
For the numerology year of 2023, we're going into a year 7, which is all about yourself.
Exactly.
You know? So this full moon has kind of, for me, and what I've noticed, and with numerology as well, has ignited that relationship with your working environment, because when we go into January of 2023, we're actually moving into an 8-month. Like it's going to be actually an 8-month, which is all about finances and business and career and things like that. So it's the energy of it is in preparation now for it. And
this the lead up to
it is.
And there's always a pre-shadow and a post-shadow.
Yeah,
it's like
and
a build-up and lead to, right?
And we've got eclipses coming up and all of that kind of stuff as well. I mean, there's a lot kind of happening. But, yeah, it'll be interesting, you know, even if you want to comment on the Facebook page, you know, or send us a DM. If you've had any struggles around relationships around this time, you can call in to have a chat with us about it.
Maybe even the internal struggle yourself of where you're sitting in your life, your path. And that actually has been coming up in a lot of readings as well.
For you too. Yeah. Yeah, like when I went to work on Monday, and obviously Monday's my admin day at work, and, you know, we're closed at the shop and things like that, but I'm full on like working my butt off on a Monday. I actually sat there under that full moon because it was in the morning, and it was like, what is my relationship with my work at the moment, you know? You know, how is that? How am I managing that? Like, what am I doing? Am I doing what I love doing? What, you know, things like that. Like, really, there's a real reassessment happening around this time as well. Yeah, which is quite interesting. And you know what, Steph? Our guest tonight. We have a guest.
We do have a guest tonight, listeners. We have a guest here with us live in the studio. Rachel almost put her on a Facebook feed. She's like, oh, that's right, I can't show anyone our guest yet.
Can't show her yet. But this, our guest, our very, very special guest tonight, our first guest for our radio show. So this is a bit of a special moment for us too.
Very special for us.
Very special for us. She has actually developed her own special relationship with spirit.
Yes.
So that's coming up, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You're here with us on The Graveyard Shift with Rachel Grace and Steph.
The sounds of Macarthur.
This is The Graveyard.
That's so funny. Every time I hear that, it makes me laugh. It brings me back to when we were actually recording that. And then Tim put it together for us. I just cracked up laughing.
Yeah, he's like, just say some things. And I just got a bit funky with my voice, didn't I?
You did, like you do every week.
I can't help it.
Yeah, well, you know.
It is what it is.
Just got to embrace it.
I said what I said.
Yeah, said what I said. You did what you did. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So, we are Menangle Park House.
We are.
Menangle House. Is it Menangle House or Menangle Park House? Menangle. Oh, you just heard our guest.
Yeah, Menangle House.
Menangle House. It's a Menangle House.
So Rachel's got some historical site information that she's going to read out for us.
I sure do. So here we go. So this 2-story brick building on the Menangle Road, just outside of Menangle on the Campbelltown side, was once the Horse and Jockey Inn. It was built in the 1820s. The inn was divided into 2 sections, one for the lower class and one for the upper class. A library was also located on the lower level of the inn, but only available for the upper class to use. George Tabor used the building as an inn for some years, but then closed it. The event of the railway opening in the early 1860s caused it to be reopened with the licence held by a Mr. Curtain. George Tabor soon took over it all again. The building is an impressive example of colonial architecture. It has typical characteristics of the colonial era, the symmetrical arrangement of the doors and windows, shutters, a fan light above the front door, the cast iron lace veranda was later embellished as with the brick front extension. The extension actually dates back to 1865, and the inn has been restored to its original form of a bar. The old servery hatch is still there and is the only one working left in Australia. That's interesting, isn't it? So interesting. So, the sandstone building located to the side of the old inn is the original homestead. The main house was built by George Tabor and his convicts in 1834, and the external part of it has been restored. It was once surrounded by a magnificent orchard. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. I love it because we've been there. And we've seen it and we've gone through it. When the new owners of Menangle House, I don't know whether you know this or not, Steph, arrived home from their holiday, this is a little bit of a story. They expected to find their friends house sitting and await their return. Instead, they actually found an empty house with the doors wide open and dinner still laid on the table. Later, their friends told them that it was haunted, and they had fled, unable to bear another minute inside the house, not even to put the food away or to close the door. This is one of the many ghost stories recounted inside old Menangle House. It's history of one family, killings, and also suicide.
Yeah. Wow. Can we just have a little bit of a breath there? Just a little bit of a...
I think I need 2 breaths after reading that. 2 breaths after reading that. So...
It sounds heavy, but that wasn't really our experience last night, was it?
Well, we had a lot of things going on, which I think that we will get to.
We will get into that.
Yeah. So maybe everyone, if you're listening, head into that Facebook page,
The Sounds of Macarthur.
Check out the picture, and if you're picking up on anything, please comment in there, because we want to hear what your experiences are.
Absolutely. And maybe you haven't been to the house. Maybe you've just driven past the house to get to the raceway track or to go to the markets.
Or you've just driven down the freeway and went, what's over there?
Yeah, or past it to go to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And remember, you can call in as well with your experiences on 4625 2768.
We'd love to hear from you.
Grace Crystals and Academy are the largest crystal store in the Macarthur region and sponsor of Sounds of Macarthur, a community-focused spiritual team, souls of service, holistic treatments, readings and spiritual education. Grace Crystals and Academy is your one-stop metaphysical shop, located at Narellan just down from NTC. Follow Grace Crystals and Academy on Facebook, Instagram, or head to www.gracecrystals.com for more information. Get a little grace in your space.
And welcome back to the Sounds of Macarthur. This is the Graveyard Shift with Rachel, Grace and Steph. Hi, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back. And just before we bring our special guest on with you this evening, I just want to read out a few of the comments that we have on our Facebook page
and thank
tonight.
you so much for people that's commenting.
We really appreciate the interaction, guys. Thank you. We've got Sandy, who says that she went there a couple of years ago and you could go inside. It was like a museum. There were some rooms that you couldn't go in, and I didn't want to go in there either. It's beautiful to visit, but I wouldn't want to stay there. Oh, I do.
I do.
I totally do.
I totally do too.
What is with that?
I don't know what is wrong with these people.
I know, right?
We'll get to that.
We've got Belle. She said that she had her 30th and her son's christening at the Menangle House, and it was a great venue. Unfortunately, the house was closed and they couldn't view it. I'd love to go in and have a sticky, though. I know, Belle, we were very lucky. Apparently, I didn't even realise that you can't go in the house at all, and it's not open to the public at all for viewing.
We're so lucky
when I realised that, I was just like, oh, my God.
I know.
Thank you, Jesus. That's where I was like, thank you so much.
I just feel
grateful.
I feel so special.
I was grateful.
So grateful.
And then we've got Renee. She said that she used to drive past the house every day to get to and from work, but she had never stopped. It was so beautiful, and she can't wait to hear all about our excursion that we had. So cute. Then we've got Sarah that says, Mr. 5 is rocking out to the song choices. Thank you, baby.
Thank you, Mr. 5.
Thank you, Mr. 5.
Shout out to Mr. Five. Hope you groove into all the songs.
Yeah, first time he's heard it, and he is a definite fan, she says.
I love that.
Love that.
Getting them in while they're young.
Yeah.
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 That's right.
You've got to. You've got to shift it through. Love that she's doing that.
It through. So we were talking about relationships, and we were talking about how our guest tonight for the Graveyard Shift has her own special relationship with a spirit from Menangle House. So tonight we have got Erin here. Hi, Erin.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So Erin actually came into the shop, and she basically came in because you wanted to connect with a spirit and have a stronger connection with, because you've been having experiences. And for those of you at home who are listening or driving home, Erin actually works at Menangle Country Club, don't you?
Yeah.
You do. So what do you do there, Erin?
Bit of wait staff, reception, bar, little bit of all over the place.
All over the shop. You do everything. You're like the all-rounder.
Just everywhere at the moment.
They must be lucky to have you.
Oh, I hope so.
You hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so. So can you just talk me through, you coming into the shop and what you have been experiencing working there?
There's been a lot of shadows going past.
Yeah.
That I've noticed, some other people have noticed. I came into the shop specifically because there's a little girl that pops up.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the only one that's seen her, but as far as I know, I'm the only one that she's popped up directly behind.
Yeah.
I've heard her call my name a few times, and I believe she's tried to touch me. I've felt something brush past me every now and then when I'm standing in front of the door.
Yeah.
Looking at the house.
Yeah. And that doesn't scare you at all, does it?
No, I've only had one incident where I felt petrified, but other than that...
But other than that, you're okay?
Yeah,
but,
they're all fine.
But your co-workers?
They choose not to see.
They choose not to see. But I think some people, like some co-workers, may have seen stuff and they can get quite freaked out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
what I've heard, Erin, because I've been doing my bit of research around you, I have heard that you were basically like the go-to there.
For ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to talk about these things with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Which is really good because, Erin, there's a lot of people that have experiences. And, for you to be that one where they kind of go, oh, shit, man, I'm going to have to go and talk to her because, she knows, she's not going to think that I'm making this up. So that's it's amazing that you're that person for a lot of people that you work with as well.
Yeah, a lot of the time they'll come up, if it's their first time seeing one of them, they'll be really freaked out. It's like, oh, that's just her. She comes in all the time.
Yeah.
The door opens all the time. They just say hi. They're not here to scare you or touch you or anything like that. They're just coming in.
Yeah, that's right. They are coming in. But there is areas around there that you get a little bit freaked out about?
Yes.
There is?
Some places I don't go in by myself.
Yeah, where's that?
Generally the gaming area, the pokies.
Yeah?
I don't want to go into the outside pokies by myself anymore.
Why is that? What happened?
The one night I had that negative experience was in the outside pokies. There were just shadows going right in between. I could hear whispers. I was the only one out there.
Yeah.
I felt so petrified that I had to stand with my back against a wall.
Really?
Because I didn't want to move anywhere because I was by myself. I had to knock on the manager's door to ask how long he would be so that I wasn't out there by myself anymore.
Yeah.
Then it got to the end of the night. He was locking up. I just got tingles all over, and then the little girl's just popped up full apparition behind me.
Yeah.
I could describe every detail of it, and as soon as I looked, she's disappeared.
She disappeared.
Yeah.
You know what? When we went there,
Likes to do that.
she likes to do that. We actually took in, I took in an EMF reader into the actual house. And she was there, and the reader was going off, and then she was gone again. Like she
So quick.
plays games.
She loves the peekaboo. She loves games.
She loves games. Absolutely loves them. She does. What other experiences have you had?
The other ones have just been like in passing. I'll just see them just walking around in reflections of windows, just walking. There's one that likes to watch you when you clean the beer grates.
Oh, really?
He just stands at the bar, just right at the front, just watches you do that.
Yeah.
Coming in and out of the kitchen, the chefs told me there's like a couple that play, either kids that play cops and robbers or an actual cop and robber that just chase each other around the kitchen.
Yeah.
Other than that, they're just walking around, just going about their days.
Yeah. And what I want to say is, people who are listening that may be actually freaking out about this, about, going to the country club, don't be, because me and Steph have actually gone there, and we're going to tell you a lot of information about what we picked up and, who these spirits are, and also how you shouldn't be freaked out about it at all.
No, they're very friendly.
They are very
They just
friendly.
want to see what's going on.
They do.
Yeah.
They just want to interact. That's all it is.
And can I just say, the country club is just a lovely place. Like, it is beautiful. The venue is amazing. The food is nice. The atmosphere, the staff are very welcoming and inviting. The landscape is gorgeous.
It feels very homely to me.
It's very homely, and I feel very safe, very held.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked in there, I felt like I was at home. But what I absolutely love is not only that the staff were very welcoming to me, not even knowing who I was and walking in there, but then once I did introduce myself, the way that they made me feel even more comfortable, you know. And for me, Erin, I guess, you know, what I love is speaking to, like, not just you, but like Alistair and Dave, who have both said they were massive skeptics, did not believe in this at all, and now they believe.
Yeah, you kind of have to believe when you work there. Yeah,
And
a lot of new staff don't believe in any of that, and then they start to see what everyone's talking about with the doors opening, the sounds when you're starting to close. Once you work there, you're not a skeptic anymore.
Yeah. And predominantly the two, from speaking to different staff members there, they were saying the little girl that you've already talked about, but there was a very tall man.
The man in the top hat.
The man in the top hat that comes through as well. I've heard a lot of stories about him.
Yeah, there was a time. I know that it's not just me seeing shadows around, because me and another staff member saw him at the same time.
Yeah.
We were just having a chat about closing at the time. She was a manager, and I've just looked to show her, I've just got to clean that area and then it's pretty much done. And I've had to do a double take because I saw him walk into the Pegasus room, the tab area, and we both just froze and then looked at each other like, did you see that too?
Yeah.
And then we both saw it at the same time, so I knew that it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah.
I think
so
you know,
cool.
Would you like to hear our experiences? Because I think that we can have a bit of a conversation right now about all of this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or should we maybe we just break for a song and then come back? What do you reckon?
Let's do a song. Let's do a song and come back.
Let's do a song.
Let's keep the juices flowing and keep on shifting it through. And we'll be right back after this. You're here with us at the Sounds of Macarthur on the Graveyard Shift.
And we are listening. Right?
It's been a night of that tonight, hasn't it?
It has.
Slip of the tongue.
That was Over and Over by Hot Chip. And
love that song. And thank you, Paul, Erin's dad, for saying that he was rocking out to that. Shout out to Paul back at home.
Yeah. You did the...
I did.
I thought you did the Girl Guide salute.
Oh, no.
Just then.
That's my, respect
Yeah,
salute,
respect, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So we've got Erin here. Erin works at Menangle House, and we've been chatting with Erin about her experiences at
the country club there.
Yeah, at the country club, because she works there.
What a cool place to work.
Do you know what? I would love to work there.
I know. Well, I love my job. I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But how cool would it be to work there?
To work there.
Oh, my goodness.
It's such a beautiful place. I had never been there before, and we were welcomed in so, it was amazing.
I have never been there before.
If you haven't been there, you got to check it out. You got to go for dinner. The dinner's amazing. I saw...
The food was yum.
Right?
Yum. We were out in the courtyard. I'm like, Rach, we got to get live music happening out here. We're going to have Sunday sessions here.
Well, they got Sunday trios on as well. So head out there on Sunday. I'm actually going to be heading out there on Sunday.
Oh,
I am. I'm going Sunday afternoon.
Hit us up.
I am. I don't know if I'll invite you. We'll see how we go.
Look at it. She's giving me the sideways look here. Back out of my field, babes.
Right. So, we've been talking about Menangle House and all of the stories that Erin has been sharing with us at the moment. And what we thought we'd do is we talk about what our experience was when we went there last night.
Oh, amazing.
So where should we begin? I mean, I met Erin there. Erin, you met me there with Taylor.
Yes,
your friend, yeah, and showed me around the grounds, and then we had to wait a long time until Dave could have some time to actually let us into the house. But you were explaining to me what was the saddlery and everything, and then remember I told you I was really drawn to the big tree out the back, and you're like, what about those trees, kind of thing. You didn't let me know anything that was kind of going on, because I didn't want to know anything before I walked in there as well. But even before that, the day before, when you were in there, Steph, and you were FaceTiming me, and you walked into the house, and that room on the left hand side, I was like, hold on a second, there's a guy in there. There's a tall guy in there with a top hat, and that's his room. And yeah.
Because it was interesting, because being in there the day before and having a conversation with Dave, as soon as I was in the courtyard area, I said to him, there's something about these trees. And I'm like, there's something very special about these trees. And I just feel like there was a protection there. And I said, it's something to do with children. And he just looked at me and smiled.
Yeah.
You know, it was quite big. And then before we go in, I was just like, I feel like I just need to ask for permission before I walk through the door, because I felt very grateful. It was a gratitude for me, but it also felt like a familiarity to me, because I'm used to old historical buildings.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is one thing that I just want to make note is, you know, you picked up on all that stuff the day before.
Yeah.
And then when I went in yesterday with you as well, it was the same thing. I had to ask permission before I walked into the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important. It's very important. Whenever we're doing any sort of work and crossing into someone else's territory or land, and doing things like that, it's very important to ask for permission.
It is. It is.
Know? And so I did that, and then going in, and I didn't give too much away because a lot of stuff that we were picking up on last night I had done the night before, but I thought it was very interesting. We go in and we brought torches, and I had my little headgear on. And
she always comes prepared.
I do like these things.
Yeah,
Girl Guides, you know, we're always prepared.
Yep.
So anyway, and so I said to Dave, does the lighting still work? He's like, oh, I don't know, because like they don't go in there. No one goes in there.
Yeah, they only just use it for storage, don't they, Erin?
Yeah, there was a staff room, but no one goes in there.
No one goes in there.
I want to talk to you about the staff room.
No one goes in there.
No, it was done up during the lockdown, but no one wants to
go
step
in
foot
there.
in that house. No one wants to go near the house.
But what's interesting is they already had the lights on waiting for us. He opens the door and he goes,
the lights are on.
The lights are on. I said, yeah, they're welcoming us in. They're waiting for us.
Yeah. Because we knew, like, it was about half an hour before we actually stepped foot in there that we actually, like, I got a sign from Spirit to say, now, we need to go in now. Do you know what I mean? And then he obviously unlocked the door and everything, and the light was on in one room and the light was on in the attic.
Yeah, they like to play with the lights.
Yeah.
Even in the club itself, they love playing with the lights.
Yeah. So when we walked in, obviously, like, you know, before we walked in, we opened up, you know, to Spirit and everything for a clearer connection and everything like that. But, yeah, that the man that's there, what I was picking up on, and this, I don't know whether you've gotten any information as well, Erin, you know, about this or not, but he is the head of the house. Is the head of the house.
Okay.
And he basically...
and this is the man in the gentleman in the top hat.
In the top hat, yeah. And he... was okay with me going into all areas, but that front left room, he didn't want Dave to go in because it's like, he's the man of the house.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Right?
This is my office.
This is my office. Yeah. So it was very much that feeling. When we were in there as well, there wasn't that much activity kind of going on.
It was more residual.
It was more residual energy, you know, energy that was left behind, you know, from how many, you know, 200 years as well. And one thing that, you know, I did know of was, you know, because I asked Dave when we were there, was basically that, you know, there had been a ghost tour there before.
Yeah, they used to run ghost tours and readings in the house.
Yeah, and one thing I have to say is he wasn't happy because no one asked permission to do so. You know what I mean?
It's like, imagine if you come home and someone's in your house.
Yeah, just strangers in the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not being totally respectful either.
Yeah. So actually inside the house, the lower level, when you're talking about that room that goes off the kitchen, that there's a room, everyone, that goes off the kitchen. I don't know if there's any floor plans around on the internet or whatever, but I mean, like downstairs, you walk through the house and you know, like if you're looking at the house at the front door, it's on the left-hand side, and at the back is the kitchen. And that room where they want to make a staff room there, that there's energy there in that room that's coming up from the basement, from the cellar. Okay,
and so we couldn't get into that because it was flooded.
Yeah,
otherwise we would have totally been in.
I would have totally. That's where the activity is. It's down in the cellar. And we need to go in there, and Dave has actually told us that we can go. We're going to go back when the water's resided from there. But yeah, I mean, you know, Erin, if you want to come with us that time, like,
I won't even step over the
door.
Oh,
come on!
I won't step foot on the cellar door.
Really?
I will avoid it. I won't go on top of it.
You got nothing to worry about.
I know, but they don't want you down there.
No, I'll go down there.
I know you will.
Yeah, we'll go down there. You'll be right. You'll be right. You'll be able to go down there.
It'll be like the scene out of Ghostbusters when they go down in the train tunnel. Hello.
Yeah. So what we did is, I cleared that room as well. So maybe you can go in there and see if it feels any different now. But Dave actually, like, he went in there and he was just like, oh my God, this feels different now as well. But one thing I will tell you is that someone did pass away in the kitchen. As well, in the kitchen area, that I actually walked in there and then had to walk out because I was basically...
She was gagging.
I was gagging big time. When I gag like that, I know that there's been a dead body there as well. And then we made our way upstairs and someone was hung there as well. The gentleman who runs the house, he actually told me that that woman had been hung up in the attic, but... the feeling of it was like she's been hung on top of the stairs, like above the staircase there. Does that make sense? Along that row there kind of thing as well. And what else did we kind of get? The little girl. She's cheeky as. She is cheeky.
She goes everywhere.
And do you know what she said to me? She goes, "You're no fun because you're not scared of me."
Yeah. Right? And she wouldn't come out because we had the lights on, and then when we turned the lights off, then she would come out, right? But she actually likes trying to freak people out and scare them, and
she
playing
doesn't
peekaboo,
really come
not to
out
hurt
much
them,
in the light.
but just to you know.
And then because
it's like I've got to prove that I'm here,
and
I want to make believers out of the non-believers, right?
But she didn't like us recording, either.
No.
I said, you don't like us recording, and like she's like, no. And then we turned the recording off, and then she was there. Do you know what I mean? And then she ran, and then like, no, she's downstairs now. Now she's upstairs now. Now she's just like a bundle of energy.
Yeah, it's like she wants to be seen, but she doesn't want people to know that she's there.
Yeah.
Like with the crystals that I used to wear, when I got the reactions on it, it's like she didn't want me to know about her, so she didn't want me to wear those.
Yeah. Yeah, she played a lot of games. She was very chatty as well. Very, very chatty too. Yeah. But I didn't really get how she passed. I couldn't even get her name. She was that quick.
That much information.
She wouldn't stay still. She wouldn't stay still. For me, like I saw her as if she was probably around, the 7 years old.
Yeah.
So she's around 7 years old. She was wearing like a blue dress as well. Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
That's what I saw when she popped up behind me.
Alice in Wonderland kind of blue dress.
Yeah, blue
little
dress.
White apron.
White apron.
Bow in the hair.
Yeah.
Black shoes.
Yep.
White stockings.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we saw as well. And she actually told me, and you can confirm this or not, and I don't know whether this is right or not because I got no idea, but she told me that she had been murdered.
I had been told that she fell into the well that used to be on the grounds.
I think she got pushed into the
Whether
well.
she fell or pushed, we don't know. But
Because she was drowned.
She drowned in the well.
She drowned, but she got pushed by the convict. One of the convicts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing as well, when we're upstairs in the top of the house, I remember saying to Dave, I was like, that window there's a rifle and someone shot a gun from there. And he confirmed.
He goes that there's been a convict shot on site, but they didn't know where it occurred from, and we're like, that window.
Was it at the back of the house?
No, at the front of the house. On the main arena out the front.
Yeah, I knew that he was shot on gravel. I wasn't sure if it was at the back or the front of the house.
The front of the house.
But I knew that he had been shot on the grounds.
Yeah. And the other thing that I kind of picked up on as well is the tree at the front left of the house, like when the big tree and then the other big tree down the back. It's interesting to me that one tree is smack bang east and the other tree is west. It's where the sun rises and where the sun falls. Right? So it's kind of like those trees are the protectors of the land and the house. And as the sun rises, it's in protection mode until the sun sets. And then during the dark hours is when things come alive.
Yes.
It was funny that you mentioned about the children on the grounds.
Yeah, it's children buried on the grounds.
What I've been told is under all of the big trees on the grounds, that's where the children are.
Okay.
And then you said about the protection with the trees. It's my understanding that there are children under those trees.
There you go.
Wow. Okay.
There you go.
And the gentleman last night that we connected with had said that all the children had died of illness. Yeah. And because I didn't know the area as well, like I remember saying to Dave, I said, and famine,
you know, there was a flood, like there's flooding and stuff like that. And then, and you also confirmed that to me, that there's a lot of flooding that happens there. And then when we opened up the basement, I was like, oh crap, that's full of water. Listen to the sounds of Macarthur.
Grace Crystals and Academy are the largest crystal store in the Macarthur region and sponsor of Sounds of Macarthur, a community-focused spiritual team, souls of service, holistic treatments, readings and spiritual education. Grace Crystals and Academy is your one-stop metaphysical shop, located at Narellan just down from NTC. Follow Grace Crystals and Academy on Facebook, Instagram, or head to www.gracecrystals.com for more information. Get a little grace in your space.
And welcome back to the Sounds of Macarthur. You're listening to The Graveyard Shift
with Rachel, Grace
and Steph.
So good to have you here, and we are taking you through Menangle House.
Yes.
Menangle House, which is part of Menangle Country Club.
It is.
It's an amazing place to go to. If you haven't been, you have to go. Dinner is flippant amazing.
It is. And I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to all the people that have interacted with us on the Facebook page tonight. Thank you so much for all your comments. Esther says that she has seen, when she's looked at the photos, a man in a top hat, which we just discussed.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and for everyone that's sent through DMs to us as well. We really appreciate the interaction.
We will
and
read them.
Feedback. And if you're trying to call us on our lines at the moment, we're sorry. We actually have a caller with us that we're about to bring on live right now.
We do have a caller with us. We have Dave. So Dave's online with us. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, how you going?
Good, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us at the Graveyard Shift. So Dave, you're a manager at the country club. Is that your job title?
Yeah.
Or did I get it wrong?
I'm a duty manager of beverage at the Menangle Country Club.
There you go. And we've got Erin here. Erin works for you. Mm-hmm. Well, you two can say hi to each other. Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Erin.
Don't be shy now, you two. Don't get all shy on us. We start talking about spirits and everyone just goes...
Yep, goes a bit quiet. So, Dave, first of all, we want to say, me and Steph, that we are just so thankful.
So grateful.
So thankful that you allowed us to, come to the
your hospitality.
Yeah, your hospitality, but also taking us through the spooky mansion.
Yeah, because we know that wasn't easy for you, Dave.
Not a problem at all. You guys are great. It was a really good night.
Oh, thanks.
Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very eye-opening.
So we'd just like to start off, Dave, before we get into our experiences together last night, can you just walk through our listeners at home, just some of your own personal experiences of what you've actually seen, witnessed and had take place for yourself prior to meeting Rachel and I?
Yeah, of course. The little girl's a big thing. I've seen her poke her head around from the reception desk, during the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
Flickering lights. There's on closes, there's people in the poker machine room, and of course the house, which I've spent quite a bit of time in during lockdown, doing painting and whatnot in there.
And what kind of experiences did you have in the house?
There's a lot of little things that me and Alistair would say together, imagine if this had happened, and then it had happened. A lot of poltergeistic activities and whatnot, and you just don't feel, very
comfortable,
okay in there. You know what I mean? It's very heavy, and you just feel like you're constantly on edge.
Yeah, you were telling me about temperature changes and things that your phone had picked up and recorded as well.
Oh yeah, wait. Let's talk about the story with your phone.
Oh, yeah. I was in there with probably about 8 or 10 people when the country club first opened, and we basically went up there after a shift and thought, this is really cool. Let's go into the haunted house. And there was lots of lights on and everything, and lots of people talking and chattering. And I started walking down the stairs, and all of a sudden my phone just went into slow motion and everything went dark. All the sound around went away, and all I could hear was old convict type sounds of hammers hitting rock chains.
So interesting.
and also like a big growl behind it.
Oh my goodness! And do you know what's
once
really?
I got to the bottom of the stairs, all of a sudden everything came back to normal on the video. So yeah, it's kind of weird.
And you know what's really interesting is when we are in places like that and the video will either be on or we start recording, whatever, and then we listen back, there's sounds that we don't actually hear with our human ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you weren't even trying to record that. Like for our listeners at home, you weren't even trying to record, were you?
No, the phone just automatically did it, and like. As I said before, I'm a skeptic, and I had a look at it. Like, I was just looking at my phone after work, and I just pressed on it and went, "What's this?"
Yeah, I didn't realise that you'd recorded something.
I've shown people at work video. Like,
yeah,
it's very weird.
So I've got a question for you, Dave. Are you ready for this?
Bow, bow, bow.
Are you ready?
Bring it.
When are you going to get the water out of that basement so I can go in there and you're coming with me?
Yeah.
In the summertime when the weather is dry.
Yeah, well, not anytime soon with all the rain we got.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a sketchy place. But yeah.
You're sketchy.
Cool.
Yeah, that's sketchy.
We're down for sketchy.
We're down for sketchy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you didn't know after last night. So
yeah, I was also going to tell you guys too. When we went up to the attic and you were talking to that guy,
and we got you up the attic.
Let's talk about how we got you up the attic first.
Yeah,
because you were like, "I'm not going up there."
No,
and I'm like looking at you, going, "You got two girls here, mate." And you're not getting up there? You're getting up there with us.
Yeah. And the lead up to that, like it was interesting for me when we were talking about, we've shared with the listeners already how the lights were on, how they had them waiting for us. And then we walked past and I've looked up and there was no lights on. And then you went to grab the extension lever to pull it down. And as you've done that, no one's touched the cord to turn the lights on and then they were on. It's like they were waiting for us.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
It was amazing. What are you talking about? It wasn't good. It was amazing.
I didn't feel good that whole time, even when I was up there. Like, I felt that guy up there.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the time we were there, like, I just felt like, and this sounds really weird to say for me, but, like, there was a dude there just watching me and hating on me the whole time.
Yeah.
You feel like it was a bit of a Mexican standoff because you're a male?
Yeah,
he was
100%.
wanting to duel.
Yeah.
He wanted to duel.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I wanted to get, like, seriously, even though you guys are really cool in the attic and everything.
I felt comfortable. I sat down straight away. I'm like, I could go to sleep here. I could camp out up here.
You guys loved it. And I wanted to get out of there the whole time.
Yeah, it's probably because we're used to the energy. Do you know what I mean? And for us as well, like I don't know. It's I actually miss those times where I was like a little bit scared.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I do, because I'm just not scared of it anymore. That's like when we said to you, you know, we walked into that room and I said to you, if there's a mouse or if there's a spider or if someone jumps out behind that cupboard, I will scream. But if there is a spirit, I'll be like, hey, how you going? Like.
Yeah.
I watched the video of that today when you said that. But up in the attic, all of a sudden there were these little green orbs going around where you were talking.
Oh, was there?
And,
cool.
I'll have to get that video off you.
Yeah, I tried to send it today, but I'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, perfect.
But they followed us down, like, after you went to the attic. Like, before that, there was no orbs anywhere.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And, I had a look and I thought, it's just camera tricks, whatever. But, I think it's legit.
Yeah, it's a real deal.
That was kind of,
but he is there. I mean, he is the owner of the house. He is the one that, you know, like, and he's very protective of that. And it's like he has to be the only male there. And I think that's why he's like that towards you and Alistair.
And we did say to you last night that he will be okay with you using the premises, but you have to tell your staff that we need to ask permission. You need to be considerate walking in there, and they will then be okay with it.
Yeah, and that was kind of weird when we went back downstairs and you guys went back into his office again.
Yeah.
And you just went, you can't come in, you know? Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, and I felt like, I'm not going in there.
Yeah.
And
I would
love the wall up and you can't come in here.
Yeah, and I would love for you to share for the listeners back at home, the difference that you felt in the staff room area afterwards prior to Rachel going through
and clearing it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. It felt pretty like, all right after that. But yeah. No, I've got to acknowledge that. That's cool.
Yeah, but in that kitchen, oh my God.
No, the kitchen's no good. The kitchen is still no good.
Yeah, but it's coming from underneath. It's coming from underneath. We need to get underneath. And I have this feeling, Dave, that if you need any work done or things like that, you've got Steph's number. You don't have mine. Sucked in, Steph. No, no. But because we're allowed to go in there to paint walls and stuff because we have permission.
We do have permission.
You know what I mean?
And I do love doing some renos. I do like climbing ladders.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so you might...
Especially with the
Well, you might have to
old
just
girls.
get all the girls, the workers. I think they'll be all right with the girls going in, but not the guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is something about that.
Yeah.
Only downstairs.
Yeah, there's no boys allowed in there.
Yeah, sorry, Erin?
Only downstairs.
Can't hear your mic.
Yeah.
Erin's just saying only downstairs.
Yeah. Well, he did say to us that he will allow the areas to be used by staff. He just wasn't comfortable with the fact that it's being used to store stuff, but we haven't had any permission to store the stuff. And he was happy for his office to be cleared and the floor to be boarded up where the hole is and then not to be used, but the rest of the house to be used.
Yeah.
As long as his office is stayed out of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I kind of got that last night.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I've picked a song for you.
Steph's picked a song for you, Dave.
I've picked a song for you. Picked a song for Erin. Now I've picked a song for you. So I hope you enjoy this song as much as we love it.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks for calling in, Dave. We really appreciate all of you done.
This is the graveyard.
And welcome back to the Graveyard Shift. You are listening to Rachel Grace
and Steph on the Sounds of Macarthur.
And we just want to say a massive, massive, massive thank you to Erin.
Not a problem.
Thank you so much for being our very first special guest on the show. We're so grateful, Erin.
I feel very special.
You are special.
You are special,
You are
babes.
special. No, but thank you so much for sharing your stories and also being
Of service, I think.
Yeah, and being brave enough to tell your story about work. Because the thing is, I mean, you could be in a working environment where people would shrug it off, wouldn't believe you, and so I think that you're also very lucky to have Dave as boss, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like that you can talk so freely and openly about it, and I think
Dave
about...
and Alistair, both of them.
Yeah, amazing.
It's great to have them there.
Yeah, it is amazing. Like, I think if, when I was young and I was experiencing things, I've been seeing spirits since I was 3 years old. Like, it's normal to me. But, in different working environments that I've been in growing up, like I used to work in a news agency and McDonald's and Pizza Hut and stuff, and I'd be seeing stuff. There was no way I could have spoken to my bosses about it, know? And to me, it's kind of like, wow, the times are changing.
Yes.
And that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's really good to have them there.
And to be a support network, like I was thrown back when Dave told me that on closing up, there's certain staff members that won't do part of their job role because they don't feel comfortable doing that.
And I'm one of them.
And I'm like, I can't ever imagine any of my bosses being okay with me
They're okay
saying
with that.
no, but they are.
Yeah, he's felt it too. He understands.
He understands.
So I think that that's amazing, the support.
Yeah. But there is
Right?
some people that work there that don't feel a thing, right?
There
Yeah,
are,
no.
and we met one
met
of
some-
them
yeah.
last night.
Yeah, they don't get what we feel, what we see. They haven't had any sort of experiences. So when we talk about it, they're interested, but they're kind of on the fence about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Erin, I think that there's a lot of learning ahead of you.
absolutely.
A lot of learning ahead of you. So I just wanted to, as a big thank you, I wanted to offer you basically a free membership into my program, my membership program.
Oh,
So you can get some learning free for a couple of months.
that's so... Thank you.
You're very welcome,
thank
because I think that you need to step into this and, if you'd allow me to teach you, I would love to hold your hand along the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
100%.
I'll hook you up with that as a big thank you for coming onto the show.
Oh, thank you very much. And thank you for validating everything that I've seen.
Oh.
It's not just me.
It's
They're
not just
actually
you.
there.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, so big thank you, Erin. Thank you so much. It's been amazing having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
And before we say goodbye to you, and we just wanted to read out, was it a few of the, or we're going to say goodbye, we're going to do music?
No.
Yeah, so we had a question for you, Rach.
Yep.
From Sham. Sham wants to know that she says, wow, this is so interesting, but what will happen to the spirits now? Will they stay at the house or do you help them?
That's a very, very good question, because in other situations I've been in historical buildings and everything, some of them I've had to like kind of move along, right?
Yes.
And by that, if you're listening for the first time and you don't understand what I mean by moving them along, it's kind of like if you've seen The Ghost Whisperer, you know, the show The Ghost Whisperer, it's like Melinda moving spirits into the light. Well, that's what I do. So some of them choose to be here, some of them are trapped here, some of them need coaxing over to the other side, and a lot of them, you know, don't want to go because of their religious beliefs or morals or values that they had when they were residing here on Earth. But in this particular instance, they are not trapped spirits, and they don't choose to be earthbound. They're actually moving into different dimensional spaces, which means that they're not locked here in the 3D plane. They just choose to be here, and they just want to interact, and they want to be seen, they want to be known, they want to play, like the little girl just wants to play.
They want to share proof of their existence.
They do. They do, and that's all that's about at the Menangle Country Club. That's all it is.
And I just love it there.
I do. It is my new local.
Love it. It's our new local.
It really is.
It really is. So come down, say hi to us. Say hi to Erin and Dave and Alistair.
Yeah, when you're down there.
And if you're having any experiences, share them with the staff or with us. We'd love to hear your experiences. But as a special thank you tonight for you, Erin, I've chosen this song for you by Birdie.
This is the graveyard.
And welcome back to the Graveyard Shift with Rachel, Grace and Steph. Wow. What a show. Like, it's nearly 9 o'clock.
Amazing. Such an amazing show.
That went so quick.
It does. It goes like it's into a time slip.
I just got real emotional, Steph.
I know.
Like, really emotional because, you know, Erin, how old was she? She's
22.
She's 22 years old, and you know, like, I just take myself back to when I was 22 and even younger than that, like, to have the guts to actually, you know, to come on a radio show and to talk about, you know, your spirituality and what you're seeing and hearing and feeling and all the things so openly. Yeah. She's going to go a long way, that girl.
Yeah.
Long way in this industry, I think. She has got a real gift, and she has respect as well for the spirit world and everything. And I'm just so glad that she walked into my shop and that I've met her.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm so grateful that she came on the show and connected us with, you know, with Dave and like everything.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing.
It was amazing. And I just want to say thank you to Kathleen. She's like, great song choice there for Dave.
Yeah.
And we also have Kerry that says that she went there a couple of weeks ago and she saw a lady in the upstairs window and some children running around outside. So thank you to everyone that's been interacting with us tonight. For those that have commented and interacted with us on the Facebook page, that have sent us DMs as well. You know, big thank you to both Erin and Dave for being with us on the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's, you know, when I heard about, you know, Menangle House and to go there and all the stories and everything, I was a bit like, oh, geez, you know, like what do we got ourselves into? Because we've been to, sorry, excuse me.
We've had some experiences, haven't we,
We've had a lot of experiences at different sites where I've walked away from places with hand marks around my neck and bruises
and things that we've had to clear afterwards,
yeah,
right?
And you know, heard all of these things about the Menangle House, and when we went there and everything, it's not like that.
It's not like that.
No,
so the expectation, and I was like,
I actually said to Dave I was a bit disappointed.
Yes, we both were like, this is tame. This is not what we were expecting.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, if you can, please go there. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm like, yeah, seriously, we're going to meet there.
We love it. We love it there.
Love it. So,
and do you know what? When I first went in to do my recon, I had to go straight to the race course because I didn't know this, but my mum, when I was telling her about Menangle, and this is like a couple of years ago, we're talking about Menangle, and she was like, oh, yeah, I used to take you there to the markets when you were a kid. And I'm like, I don't remember that really. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, your grandfather used to love it, Papuli. So my Papuli, that's my Greek side. He was a bit of a gambler. He loved the horses. He loved the trots.
Yeah.
And when we moved to the area when I was a little kid, he used to go to watch the horses and come and visit us afterwards.
Oh, wow.
So when I drove through, I had to see the horses first.
Yeah.
Right? And that's when you messaged me and was like, I'm like, yeah, I'm here, babes. And then walking in, the first room was the Pegasus room.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Pegasus Zooms.
Yeah.
So then it brings us sort of like to the song choice of why I feel special about this song that we've picked as the song of the week for Menangle House tonight.
Yeah.
And I know that you also have a special attachment. And when I said to you that this is the song I'm going to play, the look on your face and you're like, I'm going to cry. I'm like, I know.
Why did you choose this song?
Because of the moonlight. The moonlight shadow. There's always a special feeling that comes through from spirit with song choices, and even the ones that I load to just play during the show. Like, it's not just me randomly going, oh, this song, this song.
It's the words in there that mean something at a particular moment in what we're talking about.
And sometimes I'll have those songs come up for the week. Sometimes they come to me when I'm investigating the property, and sometimes they'll come through during the day and they're like, no, you need to play this song. And then you can even ask Tim, like, I'm like, is this song in the system to me? You know, because it does. It comes through. And here it is. I hope you really like our song choice of the week.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're here every single Wednesday night from 7 to 9 o'clock. You're listening to The Graveyard Shift
with Rachel, Grace and Steph.
The sounds of Macarthur. Here is Moonlight Shadow.
Thank you for listening to the Spiritual Pursuit podcast with Rachel Grace, with this special season of The Graveyard Shift from the radio show Sounds of Macarthur. In the meantime, until it's posted again, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Hit 5 stars, leave a review, and pass on this knowledge to anyone else in your world. Also, don't forget to join us every Wednesday night between 7 and 9 at the Sounds of Macarthur 100.3 for your live dose of The Graveyard Shift. We're on the spiritual pursuit together, and I'll see you next time, magical ones.